Hi, guard. You need to keep a constant eye on the slaves, else they will flee. You say something? Welcome to the flesh markets, the best place to buy living, healthy flesh. Yeah. He looks kinda stronger. A demon who looks like a ball of lumpy, melting flesh hovers in the air. He clenches a whip in his hand. The demon emanates an aura of confidence and authority. He snorts sternly at a skinny tiefling standing nearby, whose eyes are skillfully sewn shut with black silk thread studded with a diamond chip. The demon mutters something incomprehensible to you. Oh gosh, he has his eyelids sewn shut. Ow. Great. The tiefling speaks to you in a soft voice, devoid of emotion. Master Zacharias welcomes you to the flesh markets, visitor from another plane. He noticed right away that you are a person of means. Though he himself has no interest in doing business with you, your presence benefits the flesh markets, so Master Zacharias is prepared to spare you some of his time. This slave will interpret his words for you, for he loves speaking in any language except the one used in his homeworld. Suture. Interesting. We have to free him. He helped us so far, for whatever reasons, and I think it might be maybe an advantage to communicate next time with Arilu. The Suture's hideous face is marked with desperation. Overcoming his pride, he reaches out to you with his gnarled hand, beseeching your help with this humiliating gesture. Oh, you like big words, don't you? Tell me, is there a fancy term to describe someone who does bad things to other people, then finds himself in desperate need of their help later? The Suture nods sadly. There is. It's called karmic justice, also known as bad luck. Nice. The tiefling interprets another burst of snorting, this time addressed to Arushale. Master Zacharias is happy to see Lady Arushale again and wishes her a pleasant purchase at the flesh markets. He regrets immensely that he wasn't informed of Lady Arushale's visit in advance, otherwise he would have prepared a special lot exclusively for her. Master Zacharias remembers Lady Arushale's preferences very well, and he would be happy to satisfy the wishes of such a discerning client. Oh, interesting. Yeah, makes sense that Aru was also around here for quite a while. Arushale sounds calm, but you can see her hands have started to tremble. Please tell Master Zacharias that I have no interest in his slaves anymore. I won't pay for them, neither in gold nor in other ways. The succubus way of payment. Aivu listens carefully, and just as carefully she examines the tiefling's hewn eyes, his loathsome master, and the surroundings of the slave market. Then, in a tone that brooks no objection, she declares, "Everything in this place is horrible. Absolutely everything." You're right, Aivu. Couldn't have put it any better. Who are you, demon? The demon answers with a lengthy barking tirade as the interpreter listens carefully to every grunt. Master Zacharias comes from a remote corner of the abyss extremely far from those parts. Practically no one in all Alushinyrra has heard of the magnificent place that is Master Zacharias' homeland. He would happily return there because the place is superior to all other realms of the abyss. However, Master Zacharias found himself fascinated with the concept of slavery. Charming. Very, very charming. In his homeland, the idea of owning other sentient beings does not exist. The common practice there is to kill anyone who's not like you. Master Zacharias has spent a lot of time studying the sophisticated art of slaveholding and has become the most respected slave trader in the whole of Alushinyrra. Also interesting that many demons claim that title. He's equally disgusting inside and out. Horrible, horrible demon. The most repulsive of all I've seen. Woljif can't take his eyes off the interpreter. Master Zacharias desires this, Master Zacharias wishes that. Even the abyss. Tieflings are treated like poor Asians, huh? And there I was hoping things would be different here, but it looked like our kin has it rough on every plane. Yeah, I guess the worst of both worlds. I guess here as a tiefling you are not fully demon. And yeah, on the material plane you're like too demon. Demon enough for racism. Hey. Slavery is disgusting. Listening intently to the displeased hoots, the tiefling adds a light touch of condemnation to his monotonous speech. Master Zarakis is deeply indifferent to your opinion regarding the slave trade and the order he has established here in the flesh markets. Master Zarakis does not find it necessary to listen to the advice of strangers who have come from a primitive plane that will soon be conquered. Zarakis' displeased growl makes everyone turn around. Their eyes are filled with fear and a readiness to flee immediately. Logan addresses the tiefling. Are you Zarakis' slave? The demon bursts into an indignant gurgling. Even without understanding a single word, you quickly conclude that he is displeased. Master Zarakis wishes you cease your attempts to bypass him and communicate directly with his property. The provenance of his property is a matter of concern to Master Zarakis alone, no one else. Oh, I want to free the tiefling. Why did you have Samira and Shamira buy your slaves? Even though I guess he will be like, secret of trade. Lady Samira is extremely secretive. No one knows what she's up to. And no one wants to ask unnecessary questions, because Lady Samira has already proven she's quite powerful. Snooping around her business could be dangerous. When Lady Shamira brings Lady Samira with her and says she needs stupid but strong slaves, Master Zarakis never asks questions and does not hold a grudge for the meatball nickname. Master Zarakis is very wise and shows restraint. What? One of the demon guards clearly grows interested in the conversation and unconsciously leans forward. Zarakis whips him across the muzzle with a lightning-fast blow. The demon head explodes like a watermelon dropped from a great height. Ugh. The interpreter comments on the execution with indifference. Master Zarakis would like to remind everyone that unnecessary curiosity can be very harmful for servants, especially if it is curiosity regarding the master's business. I'd like to know more about the flesh markets. Do I though? Master Zarakis finds your curiosity commendable. He's willing to outline the basic principles of the flesh markets and its... The tiefling falls silent for a while, listening carefully to the demon's croaking, then he finds the correct word. Its hierarchy. He's also willing to explain the intricacies of the highly respected occupation of a slaver. It would take a lot of effort to find a place more disgusting than this one. Even here in the Abyss, in the old days, my warriors and I broke many slave collars and let countless slaves out of the Abyss. We're trying to do that. Hand of the inheritor. We're trying. What is this place? This place is called the Flesh Markets because here one can buy living and healthy flesh. Slaves for housekeeping, slaves for carnal pleasure, fighting slaves, sacrificial slaves, slaves of an edible nature. Every day hundreds of slaves are shipped here and hundreds of customers come to buy them. Where do you get your slaves? The majority of the slaves are captives seized during raids of other planes. Master Zarakis is happy to inform you that Golarion is one of our main supply channels. The Abyss itself supplies a fair share of slaves as well. Demons have no prejudice against enslaving their kin. Demonic slaves are more hard-wearing and last longer than slaves from other planes. Ooh. Ouch. Who runs the flesh markets? I guess he says it's him. Master Zarakis has the honor of being the informal head of the flesh markets because he is the main supplier to the upper city. All the individuals who dared challenge Master Zarakis' primacy, renounced their false claims, became his slaves, and now proudly wear his personal insignia carved into their faces with cold iron. Ow. Great. The demanding crack of a whip, Zarakis calls one of the demons standing nearby. The latter kneels hastily, obediently hides his eyes, and extends his palm up. Zarakis seems satisfied with the display of obedience, so he lets the demon go by whipping him lightly over the shoulder and leaving a ruby-red welt on his skin. So a light whip is like a good thing. As you may have noticed, Master Zazak's authority in the flesh market is absolute. Okay, so I think it might be smart to kill him last. Let's go for the time being. We're definitely going to clean this whole place up. On the other hand, there are not many nearby. We have those nearby. Let's try to fight. We saved. Let's see how good you are in a fight. Zazak's roar set the whole flesh market in motion. Demons everywhere grab their weapons and rush toward you with bloodthirsty grins. It seems that every one of them hopes to win an ounce of the Master Slaver's favor by spilling your blood. The slave with Soon Eyes nimbly produces a dagger that looks like a toy. He makes several confident swings. He seems to orient himself using only his hearing, and quite skillfully at that.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
Okay. As expected, that was a stupid decision. So let's do it the other way around, and let's kill the other slavers first. Should have just started with that. Anyway. Or we could... maybe we will try to buy Suture free first, so nothing happens to him. Yeah, let's do that. Logan points at Suture. Sell me that dredge. Zazakis begins to snort, spraying salvia. He babbles quickly, which causes short, uncertain pauses in the slave's speech. This dredge, like the other demons in this shipment, is set aside for Lady Hepzibah. Without a doubt, this lazy waste of flesh caught today in the lower city will never prove to be a useful worker, but he still belongs to his new mistress. She is a very influential person. Therefore, trying to deceive her would be disrespectful and dangerous, and Master Zazakis would never commit such a foolish act. He resents your suggestion that he is capable of doing anything of the kind. Master Zazakis is insulted and outraged. I like the imagination that he really seems outraged, and then you have the Dolmetscher, the translator, it's just like always monotone. There are not many vices that can surpass the greed of demons, but pride is one of them. Imagine what tremendous power it has when the two are combined. As disgusting as it is for me to give this advice, listen to me. If the scoundrel feels insulted, offer him gold. Not as part of the deal, but rather as compensation for the insult and as recognition of his high status. Interesting that now an angel suggests us bribing a demon. But yeah, sounds good, and I think it will be an easier fight if we get free Suture. Then we go to the other slavers and try to clean up there, and then we fight him last, so we can free as many slaves as possible. Perhaps gold can compensate for the insult I inflicted. The demon's grumbling ablates slightly as a flicker of greed appears in his eyes. Master Zazakis finds your idea very reasonable. He kindly agrees to accept the sum of 30,000 gold coins to atone for the insult you afflicted. Taking into account your unfamiliarity with local customs, Master Zazakis will not demand your hand or eye in recompense. For his part, Master Zazakis considers it undesirable to keep this dredge in his stock, for he was the cause of your disagreement. As a gesture of reconciliation, he would like to immediately release him and drive him out of this unpleasant incident, might be considered settled and forgotten. Let's do that. Of course, I would be afraid that Suture dies if we do an all-out attack. Logan pays 30,000 gold coins. Let's see if all this grievances and misunderstandings behind. The tiefling translates Zazakis' satisfied snort, though it is wholly unnecessarily. You understand its meaning perfectly well. Master Zazakis congratulates you on a successful purchase. Come on, Suture. The dredge approaches you, glancing cautiously around. He mumbles in a quiet voice so that only you can hear his words. I have no idea why Hepzibah needs slaves, but from what I've heard, they don't live long. Becoming a property is a death sentence, no doubt about that. Meaning, you saved me. So I guess I... Suture appears confused. It seems this miscreation is not accustomed to being shown mercy and simply doesn't know how to express his thanks. How exactly were you captured? I've been wandering the lower city, searching for something. Never you mind what. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. It's a personal matter, yeah. That's the right way to put it. So I was roaming around, chatting with all and sundry when the slave hunters appeared and started chasing us. They threw those who survived in a cage and brought us here. This is a typical occurrence of the Abyss. Social dynamics, it's called. The strong enslave the weak. Ah, charming. But I mean, that's it. It sounds like such a horrible place, even for demons. I mean, unless you're a very, very strong demon, I guess. But even then, you have to always be careful that no one tries to kill you. What exactly will you do now? With a gloomy glance at you, the suture gives a vague answer. I continue my search, I will. It won't be easy, but I prove to her that I'm smarter and willier than she thinks. The wretch's expression is determined, even severe. Quite sure that she is Iridu. What exactly are you looking for? The wretch throws a suspicious glance at you. Don't ask, that's none of your business. Sad. I want to roll insight or cast detect thoughts. Farewell. The suture hesitates, nervously scratching the back of his neck. He repeatedly opens his mouth to say something, but nothing comes out. Finally, he starts to mumble incoherently. Just be careful, that's what I'm saying. With a material sigh, the suture turns around, relieved to lose himself once again in Alushinyrra's warren of alleyways. That was awfully close to a thank you. Okay. Who are you? Remisa the slave trader. The eyes of the translucent Merilith carefully observe her surroundings. It seems it is not merely an image, but a projection of the creature's consciousness, where her physical body is located somewhere far from here. Next to the Merilith fidgets a shriveled mandragora, which utters the occasional displeased shriek. Ah, a visitor from another plane. I am Remisa, also known as Slough Skin, and I'm no simple vendor, but a true artist of the slave trade. My warehouse currently stands empty, but we can always arrange for a custom order. What would you like to acquire? Perhaps your enemy's son or daughter, bound by magic and powerless in the face of anything you might wish to do to them? An attractive person who once dared reject you? The little brat who bullied you as a child? Alushinyrra is the city where all your dreams come true. Merilith licks her lips. Especially if you are dirty, bloody and sweet dreams of possession or revenge. Once when I was little and Azata stepped on my tail and he didn't even say he was sorry. But if you think I would ever ask you to catch him for me, you are a truly foolish and unscrupulous demon. I would never deal with someone like you. If the memory still stings once I'm back in Elysium, I find that Azata and step on his tail myself. Great, Ivu. That's how you resolve conflicts. Oh, what a sweet and adorable dragon, and from Elysium, no less. How cute. Don't try to sneak up on me. You know I suck up when I see one. Ivu proudly turns her nose. I'm kinda scared for Ivu. Do I even dare to ask, what do you mean by artist of the slave trade? While others trade for material gain, I do it for art. Unlike others, I'm not involved in the faceless shipment of goods. Each slave who passes through my hands has a personality. Each sale is a spiritual experience. Not long ago, I sent my hunters to track down and capture a brave rebel fighting for the freedom of his people. And then I sold him, chained and dressed as a pleasure slave, to the tyrant who had enslaved his homeland. Some may call it cliché, but I call it a classic. Sounds really enjoying that. So, what I see standing here is just your projection. Certainly, it is not safe to appear in the flesh markets in person, especially for someone like me. You see, before I switched to this place of work, I was a humble gardener. I used to grow mandragoras. Merilith pats her ugly pet on the head. I mean, with those many arms, you sure are an excellent gardener. It is a well-known fact that mandragoras grow if you water an ordinary weed with demon blood, or if you plant it in a demon corpse. The allies, lovers and masters of those I turned into fertilizer are still searching me. Thus, I conduct my business remotely. In the same way, when I have slaves to sell, I first show their projections, and only after they are sold do I deliver them to the buyer. I don't think I can attack her. So let's go.
Beautiful.
Okay. Let's try to free those slaves. We won't be making any deals. Die. Two small projectiles whiz past your ear. The glass eyeballs have popped out of Creeper's eye sockets. Dense clouds of darkness flow from his impossibly wide mouth, gathering to form an eerie demonic figure. The figure bares its teeth. The pale skin, now with no trace of the living tattoos, drops to the ground like an empty robe. Hi. Those are more than I anticipated. The lunatics ignore the horrible metamorphosis their masters are undergoing. They stay lost in their magic trance.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
How strong are you? Ah, not that strong. Oh, this one is strong, the others are not. You attack. Bless. Boost. Steady step.
Right?
Shooty shoot. And music. Nice.
Guess I'm done with spells for tonight.
Come on. Support with some special skills and special spells. Magic missile is always nice.
You won't survive me.
Great heroism. I don't think we need that actually.
I got this.
Nice. Hey, and we got a gold coin from the Fleshmarkets. We didn't even need to buy it. Damn it. Yeah, no one bats an eye. Let's talk to the slaves. The faces of the lunatics are dotted with blood, but their empty gazes show no change. One slave's cheek is pierced through. A sharp rock hit him during the fight, but the slave does not pay the slightest attention to the wound. Champion, heed the advice that I give you, though I do so with heavy heart. Do not lead these unfortunate into your camp, for darkness has branded them with its ominous mark. They pose a threat, and my heart tells me that any attempt to show them mercy will lead to great loss and bloodshed. They're lunatics. I think they would slaughter just everyone. Do you understand me? The unfortunate poisoned by Crevice magic potions ignore your words. They continue to stare into the void with their eerie black eyes, whispering. Suddenly, one of the lunatics turns his head slightly towards you. He looks through you with huge black eyes that lack pupils. White motes in their depths resemble stars. The lunatic opens his mouth and speaks to you in a clear voice. You have a star in your heart, a strong one. It's beautiful. What happened to you? The lunatic's hands start to move. With a grace that seems impossible for a mortal, his hands begin drawing something in the air. Finally, the lunatic starts talking. His soul's voice is distinct and clear. Everything inside has boiled away, and now it's empty. As dark as a well. From the bottom of the well you can see the stars, even when the sun is high in the sky. We have boiled away, and now we see the stars. I'm not really sure what would be most merciful, if it would be like quick death, or freeing them, but then on the other hand, I mean, they will fight some demons, I guess, or they will be captured again. Let's try to give them a chance. And I mean, worst case, demons die. Or they die, which is the other option. You're free. Leave. The words make no impression on the lunatics. Perhaps they don't even understand them. The words on the vendor's palms read, "They cannot be set free." Damn it. Let's leave them. The lunatics continue to ignore the world around them, watching the stars that have settled within their black eyes. Great. Okay, another quick save. And probably just another kill, I guess. All for freedom of the people. And also to make the later fight easier. It's also not cool that all the guards will join. Reggie. Your slaves are lucky. They are about to see the master choke on his own blood. Out of nowhere, a knife with a white jagged blade appears in Reggie's hand. Spinning the knife skillfully with his two numerous fingers, he leers at you without fear. You wanna dance? Bye. Taking advantage of all the fuss, the Mephit deftly picks the lock of its cage, using its pointy tail as a skeleton key. Once free, it makes an obscene sound at Reggie, winks at you mischievously, and immediately takes off into the air. I wonder if we could have talked to it. I love it. Just that one. Don't think we even need to do something. Nope.
Did you see that?
Ah, they all have those gold coins. Such a waste. Yeah, on to the next slave trader. Oh, we can't attack him. Then let's talk with the slaves, which seem mostly but not all of them demons. The slaves stand huddled in the tight circle. Knives picked up from the ground glint in the hands of some. It is almost as if the scent of demon blood has imbued their exhausted bodies with new strength. They are clearly no longer willing to simply watch their lives be bargained away. One of them, a young man with an injured leg, flashes a bloodthirsty grin at you. So what's next, sir? Should we run? Or should we face death here? We won't go back in a cage, but enough of this demon filth. The thing is, the bloodthirsty aspect kinda makes me wary. Nah, let's hope for the best. Logan explains to the slaves how to get to the Nexus. You can take refuge at my camp. Ah, okay, I'm relieved. Ayomede bless you. Thank you for standing up for us. We'll never forget your kindness. The wrecked slaves huddle in a tight group toward the exit. They are frightened and tired, but you can see a glimmer of hope and defiance in their eyes. You did as every true Golarion should by saving the people from your homeworld from slavery. Thanks to people like you, my heart holds no doubts that we will emerge victorious from this struggle. You're welcome, Hand of the Inheritor. Let's talk to those. By us, kind sir, we will serve you well. You can just go.
Let's see what we can do.
Or not. Can we talk to you? Nope.